First time I pretty much just showed up. I'm an avid bicyclist. I follow the Boston Biker blog, and they wrote about this place today. So I said I come on by, listen to people talk about wheels. I love wheels. I've been biking since I was a little boy in Germany. I would always ride around in the neighborhood, hang out with the random neighborhood kids. I didn't really have any friends, so I just rode around and hung out with all the different people all the time. I pretty much still do that until this day. Sometimes I'll just ride around and just visit one friend who lives in Central Square. I ride on to Sullivan Square, meet another friend. Maybe ride down all the way to Jamaica Plain to hang out because it's really chill down there. But I really want to talk about my experience this summer because I had the most mind-blowing experience, and a bicycle was involved, and it was me riding around on a salt rock playa in the middle of the Nevada desert. And if you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. It's Burning Man. So, and you cannot go to Burning Man and not really have a bicycle because this place is freaking huge. It's 50,000 people. And from one end to the other, if you were trying to walk, it would be probably 40 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe even longer, because at Burning Man, it's all about getting distracted. You go down there and it's like body painting. You got a little bit more acro yoga. And then on the left side, there's like shaved ice for your pubes. So anyway, I've gotten a bike. I went there with 3 friends, and we got these bikes from the Kiwanis Club, and we got them really cheap. It was a good cause. These were like playa bikes. You got your bike and you can tell this bike has been in the desert. It's completely dirty. There's still some glitter on it from last year's Burning Man. And you know, you're like, okay, cool. It's $50. It gets me from A to B. None of the gears work. But who needs gears? You know, I'm just going on an even plane. It's all good. So we strap it onto our car, but we realize we don't even have anything to strap it onto. So we rig it, like the worst case possible. The paint's getting totally scratched. We just have some like bungee cords, and I'm just glad it didn't fall off in the middle of the interstate because that would have ended really badly. But we actually made it to Burning Man after waiting for 4 hours, and then it's just heaven. It's like the most beautiful scenery in the world. It's the salt plain, and you see the sun go up, and there's just the blue and the red and the greens and all the colors of the universe just coming out. And I'm here on my bicycle, and I'm just loving it, riding around. And there's even one of the events was playa for your bicycle. So you go there and you put like little ribbons on there and like that glitter I was talking about. Yeah, I was putting glitter on my bike, but not too much because you actually have to be careful with glitter in the desert. Especially Burning Man, because it's a leave no trace event. So you have to be like really careful. Like a lot of glue, one glitter, one glue, one glitter. So now my bike looks beautiful. It's like, it's got like little ribbons on it and all sorts of stuff. And I'm loving it. And you know, I'm riding it around, and I'm riding it at night as well. And it's really important at Burning Man that you put lights on your bike, because otherwise, you know, there's no other light. You're going to crash into each other. And that's actually my 1-minute story I told to Brogan, is that my first night, completely drunk, I ran into somebody. It's my first crash ever. I've been biking for 25 years now, and my first crash was on the playa, totally drunk, bumping into somebody, and there was on the floor. But that's not really the moral of the story, because the moral is that I kept on riding it around, and for the next, I was there for 5-6 days. I've never felt more gracious for having a bicycle, because that place took me anywhere and everywhere, from having like the most amazing transcendental experience in a temple to just going buck wild crazy and half naked running around the playa. And I mean, I love bicycles. This bike has done a lot of service to me, but it ends really sad because there's lots of burning going on at Burning Man. There was like a giant horse that people burned that was just like, was a Trojan horse, and they actually had people as slaves, like hundreds of people pull this Trojan horse out, and then it actually got burned up with like people shooting arrows at it. And then the next night the actual man got burned, and that was really awesome, and it was like a huge fireworks, the biggest and longest one I've ever seen in my life. But then on the last night the temple gets burned, and everything is completely different. Instead of like a wild, crazy, you know, pandemonium party, it's solemn and respectful, and everyone thinks about the things that they love the most in life. And I'm there, I parked my bike out, and one thing about Burning Man, things change all the time. So after the temple burns down and I'm really sobered up and I'm just thinking about life, I realize I can't find my bike. And it's in the middle of the desert, and I'm never going to find it. And I didn't find it. And it ended up being moop, which is matter out of place. And so I polluted the desert, but I know there are good people that clean up after me, which I'm grateful for. But I just want to let you know that enjoy the good things you have in life, because that bike meant a lot to me, and I'll remember it forever. Thank you.